Run as much as I did. That was an absolute blast, and I hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders later tonight as well. But before we get to that, I'm Helix. You are now watching Parallel Universe, the show about community-created content. We're talking things like custom levels, mods, fan games, even randomizers. And speaking of randomizers, I am joined by Grey Goo Glitch, who is here to run a Castlevania Portrait of Ruin randomizer tonight. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Wonderful night.
Glad to hear it. Me too. Okay, so tell us a bit about this randomizer, and perhaps introduce your commentator as well.
So I'm here with Soulmass.
Hello. I'm Soulmass218. I'm an enjoyer of this game and the rando. I like watching it. Haven't done it myself, but I know a little bit about it.
So to give you a little bit of an understanding of what this randomizer does, it is a pretty complex randomizer. It does a lot of like map randomization. We're playing a short version of the game, so it's going to only require us to do certain objectives, which we'll explain as we go along. But I think possibly one of the best Castlevania games for the DS. I know people are going to not love that take, but yeah. So with that, I think we should be good to go. Gonna get a countdown. Someone give me a countdown.
All right, I'll go for it. On go. 3, 2, 1, go. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. So yeah, we're just going to start this up. It's going to put us at a random starting location. So the goal of this game is essentially to clear 4 portraits of their bosses, cure 2 of the characters of their vampirism, and then defeat Dracula. So it's very similar to how a lot of the Castlevania games work. Actually, let me swap abilities real quick. So we start off with a couple of specific items. You always start with some basic equipment, but we start with a few extra little pieces just to kind of get things going a little faster than having to farm stuff. Looks like we got stuff to make Charlotte useful, so we're going to do that. It's not a spell, but she's a couple of stuff. We're going to focus on Charlotte then. It looks like this one started us in the actual castle proper. It can start us in portraits. Sometimes it does, but yeah. Strength glove. All right, so that's one of our key items. It's basically going to allow us to move blocks. There's a couple of ways you can move blocks in this game, but the primary one also looks like we found wind already. Cool. So yeah, there's basically multiple iterations of things for moving blocks. Strength glove is the second iteration of the ability to move large blocks. You need the first to use the second, and you just got Outmorph as well, which allows us to do flight, but in a kind of limited capacity. So, interesting start, interesting unique items, but yeah. So our first objective at this point is going to be trying to find our way to some of the portraits. They're going to be spread throughout the castle. And ideally, we're going to be able to do enough damage to destroy this and get past it, but that's not what we're going to do. Let's just do 1,000 Blades. Yeah, we're going to just bypass them for now. Oh, it's a safe spot, so we can do 1,000 Blades again. But yeah, our goal is to find the portraits. The portraits, like I say, contain bosses we have to clear out. They also have different requirements for what you need to clear the actual portrait. So different rooms have different clear methods, like any other map randomizer. So when you find a room that requires you to have strength gloves and bush cube, you're gonna have those items before you can do it. We did get lucky with Almorph. Almorph is gonna give us a lot of our like early flight movement, and there's push cube, so we can move blocks. And this is, unfortunately, we entered this from this side of the room, so the boss is just kind of tromping through a room we're supposed to be running through, but we're already kind of at the end, so we're just going to sit here for a minute, wait for stuff to happen.
Yeah. If anybody's played Super Metroid, this is essentially Shack Tool, and we're just waiting.
Just gonna wait. Just gonna sit here and wait until he's like, really lumbers through. Lovely creature he is. So we're going to see what's over on this other side here. Again, the portraits are really the most important thing for us to find. We do have to find where the sisters are. They're the characters for curing a vampirism, which we have to find Sanctuary to do. Once we find them, we've basically already found Dracula at that point, because clearing the thing behind them will take us to Dracula. think that covers most of the actual like game itself. Our flags for this game are pretty pretty out there. So we got lucky and found a weapon that works really well, but all of the weapon animations are completely randomized, aside from Jonathan's basic vampire killer, or vampire killer's weapon. That one isn't randomized, but all of the others are, so our Tome of Weapon 1 actually is using a completely different animation tool. And any other weapons we find might have basically incorrect animations that make them completely useless. But fortunately, we've been really lucky as far as the stuff we've found. We've got some decent armor, a decent weapon. Although that thing's not great. I would say 1,000 Blades is a fun thing to have. It's not 1,000 versus 50, but they do 80 damage apiece, which makes it a lot of damage really quick. All of the elements for the weapons are randomized as well, so we won't necessarily know if a weapon will be effective against a boss until we try it. Okay. Use our light here. Leaf ring. Is that any good? Is that useful? It's certainly not useful for Charlotte. It's useful for Jonathan, though. Okay, I think we're gonna swap off Charlotte for the moment and give all that to Jonathan. They can cross over their weapon usage and their clothing usage for some items. Not all of them, but some of them. Yeah, the weapons he's got for his accessories and stuff, the equipment he's got for his accessories are just gonna give him the edge right now. So we'll play as Jonathan for a bit. Sorry, go ahead.
Charlotte has called in her main Pokemon, Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan. Secret Pokemon. Yeah, so he's got a little bit more damage out of him, so he should be used for now, until we find a better spell for Charlotte, too, because really she's just gonna be using Owlmorph for the moment. Which kind of speaks to how the game treated Charlotte in the first place. She was always just kind of like this afterthought character that had all of your utility on her, but not like any real ability to use correctly. You could swap to her, you could cast spells, but like really she was there to use Toadmorph, Owlmorph, the other things. She also couldn't use the main flight in the game, which is a Griffin Wing, which the randomizer fixes, by the way. That kind of gives her a little more utility, so she can be used directly. Just gonna warp back and grab a save because we haven't found anything yet. Which is, you know, not unexpected at this point. All of the portraits, I said, are spread throughout the game. They can also be within each other. So once we find a portrait, our goal should probably be to check out that full portrait. Because if every space we don't check could contain something actually useful. Like I said, we got to find a couple specific items. The most important one being Sanctuary. We cannot clear the game without that spell. But that's basically the majority of it. These flags are set to be as random as they possibly can be. So a lot of the stuff you could normally rely on in the game, like powerful spells, all of their stats are randomized, all of their elements are randomized. Which means that some really good spells might just not be useful if there's a lot of enemies that are like really strong to that element type. So for now, it's mostly just exploring, trying to find those portraits.
Yeah, this is certainly a map of all time so far.
Yeah, got a lot of long corridors. Not the thing you look forward to in a seed like this, especially without any movement speed boost, that kind of stuff. Ideally, we'd want to find something like Speed Up or Mercury Boots for going for a fast seed, but looks like right now that's terrible. Why would I wear that? That's really bad. But we're gonna just keep looking around for portraits. They'll pop up eventually. Basically, the castle is the largest of the maps. It contains all the other ones essentially, but it's got, I want to say, 6 distinct sections. So there's a lot to look forward to and a lot to kind of explore as we go along. Please, Owlmorph and bypass some of these enemies. Because why not?
Chad is saying this is a castle with portraits that bring you to other worlds. Super Mario 64.
Exactly. This is like it's like Super Mario 64 in a way, a little bit. Okay, we found our merchant. That's actually a really huge find early on. The merchant is incredibly useful for selling us decent healing items, hopefully at a decent price. Regular potions, no healing items other than regular potions. And we're gonna buy a bunch of them because, you know, worth having, but weapon-wise, is there anything useful? What spells? Dark Rift is fun. Grab that. 16,000. Ugh. Dang. We're not grabbing that anytime soon.
Thank you.
But we got some potions. That's fine. That's a decent find. What's this up here? Genbu. Nobody cares about Genbu.
Don't anger the one chatter that probably cares about Genbu.
I mean, it's hard to not care about Genbu because oh wait, wrong ability. Sorry, I was thinking of something completely different. What other spells does he have? Piercing Beam's not bad.
He's got the laser.
He's got a laser. He's got a laser. Always fun. Okay, we found the cog door. This door will not open until we find the cog. It's just an artificial barrier, basically key. We have to find that somewhere. Okay, I say have to. We don't necessarily have to find it, but we should find it. In case. Oh, we got a boss fight. Let's do a boss fight. Ah, it's the water dragon. Oh, this fight is certainly a fight. This is like I think it's the boss name, Andra, and it's not the boss name. I have to punch the boss to see what the name is. Yeah, I think this is Dagon. Yeah.
Dagon, yeah.
So yeah, Dagon is this like water dragon thing. It's like a frog and a dragon combined. Essentially, we're gonna wait until it fills the room, and then we're gonna jump out of the water and try to not take damage. You can only hurt the frog part of it. You can't hurt the dragon part of it. Ah, dang. Okay, that's a lot of damage.
That's a whole lot of damage.
Whole lot of damage. We're really not in a position to do a lot of damage to Dagon. Oh, especially when we do 1 damage with our weapons. And this is what I was talking about the weapons themselves having randomized abilities, so Element Dark does not do damage to this character. So let's try the long spear. That's certainly a long spear, and 30 damage is not nothing, so 1,500 health. It's gonna take a minute to ping down. Yeah, compared to the seed we ran leading into this is gonna be a little bit slower, just a tiny bit.
A little bit of a slog, but that's fine. We got plenty of time.
Exactly, that's the thing. We take our time. Yeah, we got all the time to do stuff. Long spear should be fine for us to use for now.
Yeah, speaking of the seed going into this, we were in the green rune for about 20 minutes and almost cleared an entire seed.
Yeah. So I'd run a couple seeds to sort of set up for this. I pulled a few and then just a cursory look through. The second seed got rejected immediately because it gave us the fastest spells and equipment in the game. Just all of the stuff you need to clear the seed quickly.
And all 4 portraits, like immediately.
Admittedly, would have been cool to see, but definitely would have been way too quick.
I mean, we still have that sitting at the final boss. We can definitely show off what that'll look like if you have like optimal gear. So
Could be
this
fun
should
if we
be
have some extra time.
yeah. If we got a couple extra minutes, it'd be a good way to spend it. On the plus side, though, it looks like he's not doing the water thing, which is really freaking good for this. We need 50 hits based on the amount of health he has and the amount of damage we're doing.
It's fine if he wants to keep swimming back and forth. It's fine.
Okay, so that's... Yeah.
Like tadpole bombs.
Yeah, it's like tadpole bombs and then this like water breath thing, which is just absolutely a thing. There we go. That's how you dodge it. Come on. Yeah, Dagon, not my favorite. Oh, dang.
Rando
All right.
gonna rando.
Yeah, that's just a lot of damage on those things. But welcome to this particular rando. The fact that it's got 1,500 health indicates that it's not something we need to do immediately. There are going to be bosses that have like 600 health, less than that. So for what we can do is do a little more exploration off of that, and if we decide we want to take another shot at that, we can, but we don't need to push it right now. Still rooms to check off of this as well. Paths to look at. Yeah, we know. Your door.
We need the cog to open that door.
Yep. Get ourselves a cog, open a door, see what's on the other side of it. Yeah, it's not even necessary that we might not necessarily need it. We do have the things to explore most portraits at this point, though, which is nice. Flight is really important. Having the strength glove and push cube is really important. Other than that, there's only a couple little things we might need. We also got small space traversal immediately, too, so we've got a lot of the tools we need now. It's just locating the actual portraits and clearing them.
I love how you had 4 save points all chunked right together here in this castle.
Well, there's
Also,
our nest of evil. Yeah, that is the special portrait. That's the nest of evil. It is an extra area you find at the end of the game. After you've cleared the game and done enough map exploration, it'll open that up and you can fight that. The enemies that are within that. It's a bunch of really interesting and fun boss fights. They are challenging. Even with really good gear, they can be quite challenging. They're supposed to be the sort of like
tool that will. The nest of evil is a surprise tool that will help us later. And by help us, I mean, I don't know about help, but you'll see.
Finding it and having it sort of in the back pocket is kind of nice. Oh, dang! Stop it! Stop shooting at me! Stop it! Stop being mean. Oh, a castle map! Yay!
Yay!
Castle maps do nothing.
All right.
Let's go back in here and top up, and then we'll do that fight again. Oh, we'll do the fight down here. This one we should be able to nuke down with 1,000 Blades, assuming it's not any of the bosses that are like really hard to fight like that. I'm gonna guess it's probably someone who's on the ground. I mean, that's based on absolutely nothing.
I had nothing to do with vetting this particular seed. It's not my fault this time.
Bye, Bronner. Oh wow, he survived that. I have no idea how he survived that. Oh, that's why he's got 2,500 health. That would do it. That's a lot of health.
Nothing to do with this seed, chat. This was not my fault.
Yeah, this isn't the super missiles. 70-minute super missiles. Alright, so we got Bronner down. 1,000 Blades was incredibly useful for taking Bronner out quickly. Bronner is actually the main bad guy of this game. He is... You find out through the story that he's trying to do something somewhat noble in a really terrible way. Eventually you find out that his daughters have been inflicted with vampirism. They're not actually his daughters. They are the daughters of one of the protags from Castlevania Bloodlines. That's right. This is the canonical sequel to the Genesis Castlevania Bloodlines. You're playing as Jonathan Morris, who is John Morris's son because that family has one name. And he's wielding the same weapon that his father wielded that killed him. It's a whole big thing, but yeah, you find out that Eric Lecard still haunts the castle, and you're saving his daughters from vampirism. Which is a whole big subplot. Bronner is also trying to save them, but in a way that's way less, helpful, by making sure the castle never goes away. So he's basically imprisoning Dracula and keeping the castle active so that the sisters don't get stuck in the castle and have to, disappear with it.
Look, I don't care what anybody says. It's a very weird
kind of story.
Castlevania Bloodlines is an awesome game, and this is a great game as well. I don't care what anybody says.
Eric Lecard is a really cool character. Castlevania Bloodlines was a really solid game, and it doesn't get the same kind of love because it was Genesis, but it was a really good game. Let's go back this way. We missed one path we could take. But if we're clearing bosses, these are not the bosses we need to clear to finish the game, but they are ones that we need to explore the castle. So every time we clear a boss, it's a genuinely good thing. Get them out of the way so we don't have to bump into them later. But yeah, Bronner having 2,500 health means we're also in that area treading into a very dangerous space. So Because, anything when it's like, when it starts to balloon up to the, low 4 digits, it's definitely meant for a later game. Because expect you're going to be pinging for like 30 to 50 damage for most of the game, unlike what we're doing with 1,000 Blades, which is, a bit much. I almost called it 1,000 Needles, like it's a Final Fantasy game. Oh, that cactar. What do we got here? One of the rooms that has the most annoying, one of the most annoying hidden items. So, there's an item over here. It's gonna be sitting there. Oh, our cog! We found our cog!
I found the cog.
Got the cog. Cog acquired.
That's the logic telling us that we need to go back to the cog door for sure.
Oh, probably, yeah. That's a skill cube. Let's go grab that. Is it Griffin Wing? It's Griffin Wing. All right.
Nice call.
I was hoping, Griffin Wing this early. We've already got Flight. It just means I can take Almorph off of Charlotte. So basically, what we've got is this. Permanent Flight forever. It's fast. It's usable by both characters. It doesn't require us to cast a spell. It completely negates our need for Almorph. Not completely. Mostly negates our need for Almorph. Almorph is still useful in that it is only 1 block tall, which is useful for navigating certain really tight spaces. But other than that, having Flight that doesn't require a cast is very nice. And it's also basically cemented the fact that Charlotte is probably not going to be used until we get a decent spell. And she's just going to kind of sit in the background, unfortunately, until we get a better weapon for her or we get some spells. But, 1,000 Blades is definitely going to be our go-to damaging ability right now. It's quick, it's easy, it does, what's 80 times 50? That's 4,000? No. I'm bad at math. I should know better than to do math on stream.
Yeah, we're not here to do math on stream.
You got it. I think you got it, actually.
Oh, yeah, no, it's 4,000, yeah, because it's... Yeah. No. Yay, I can do things. I can do math. I know it's illegal to do math on stream, but sometimes we break the rules. It means Bronner probably wasn't taking the full brunt of hits then, or it was doing less to him for elemental reasons. Big old combat boots.
Combat boots. Let's go.
That heartbeat just getting punched in the face a bunch of times. Kind of funny. So good. Fire. Power on fire is good. Piercing beam. I wonder if piercing beam is going to be usable. MP usage is okay. Not sure about how much damage it's going to do, but we'll see. Might also have a decent sub weapon then for Jonathan in that. That's a lot of damage. We'll take
good
that.
Damage.
And he's also got a bunch of int now too, so we got that a while ago where he's up 40 int, which is it's kind of middling.
I hate this boss.
This boss is maybe my least favorite boss in the game. Because you gotta hit the jar 5 times, he pops out, you punch him, if you touch that orb, it blows up into a series of smaller orbs that do a bunch of damage. You can't really use spells on him unless they're ones you can throw in midair. Or if it's Salamander where it auto-tracks, or Cocytus' spread is big enough to hit him, but it's not really the easiest. Okay, this is what I'm talking about as far as health, by the way. This boss is definitely in scope for what we're doing with 666 health. So it should be pretty easily clearable. I will say the spear is actually kind of awesome. The range on it's really nice.
Yeah, it's letting you chill back here.
Yeah, the weapon animations are kind of interesting in that way. They can make certain weapons really useful and certain weapons really terrible.
While you're cleaning this up, I am going to quickly remind folks that registration is open right now for Awesome Games Done Quick 2026, which will be live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, January 4th through 10th. Be sure to register if you want to experience the event in person, along with myself and, of course, plenty of other folks across the speedrun community. For more information, visit gdq.gg.
I can say for certain
and
I'm
perfect timing as you just defeat the boss.
Yeah, GDQ is going to be awesome this year. The current schedule is absolutely stacked, so super excited for that.
It's one of, if not my favorite mainline GDQ schedules in a long time. I'm very excited.
Yeah, games
I'm
can
also
be
hyped 'cause
absolutely
it's-
cooked.
Also, because it's the return of some of the other fun stuff too that you can do with at the event, stuff like Cusa Grande Live, those sorts of things. Huge fan of. Yeah, super fun. Gonna be a really, really good show. Also getting to like hang out with people, see people you haven't seen in a while. Always good. Pop down here. Let's go fight that water dragon again and see if we can clear him, properly this time. We do also have the cogs, so we can go and do that.
Yeah, we could check the cog door.
We should probably check the cog door. And we'll do the cog door first. I don't feel like being made a fool of for a third time. Somehow we inserted the cog from the other side of the room. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna laugh
Ooh,
if it
stairs.
was just another save room.
Cog room into a save room. I've had that happen before. It's always funny when it does. Okay, did you chill? Dragon, chill. What's your deal? That dragon does not understand chill. Oh god! Get away! What's your deal, man? Why? Oh, no.
Yo, dragon, chill.
Oh, goodness.
Calm down. Jeez.
Calm.
I'm sorry. I'll leave. Just let me go.
He doesn't want you to take that silk hat.
But I want it. I'm
And the
taking
spoiled
it.
milk.
There we go. Spoiled milk, a health upgrade, and a silk hat. There we go. Oof. Eh. Oh, hey, it's the invincible axe armors. So they cannot die. Anything that's colored red like that, it just pops right back up. There's, I think, skeletons and axe armor that do that. I don't think there are any others that fit that criteria.
Really
Paper
quickly,
airplane,
as we're
best
still-
spell.
Really quick, as we're still thinking about GDQ, if you like Castlevania, you can look forward to Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow at AGDQ 2026.
Heck yeah. Dawn of Sorrow is a really good game. It's one of those games where, like, I really like what the randomizer does for it. It kind of gives you some fun convenience features. The actual game itself requires you to, like, draw these sigils, and you're supposed to do stuff like that in this game as well, too, but they're stripped out because they're just not really fun to do over and over and over again. I mean, obviously, speedrunners of those games will definitely disagree with that, but yeah, it's my least favorite part of the games. And we got another cheesecake. I'm just gonna eat something real quick because we're kind of low on health. I don't want to mess with it. There we go.
So you're telling me these marionettes are cheesecake factories?
They are. Take a trip on down to the Cheesecake Factory. Not a
Oh,
sponsor.
let's go.
There we go. That is what that icon is. That's one of the stronger armor sets, though. Silver plate. That's what it is. Let's take a look at the armor. We haven't looked at our equipment in a minute. We don't have any hats that Jonathan can wear still. Moonbrooch. Good defense, but not worth the sacrifice. Oh, actually, we might.
Dip to 15 strength on that, though.
Yeah, we'll ditch the luck because I don't care about the drops because the other stuff is just fantastic. But the spell damage is really what I'm looking for there with the int. Piercing Beam's not doing as much as I would like it to do. Raging Fire's doing more. Tailcoat. Not useful. Yeah, we could do some Raging Fire as a nice little treat. It's a little treat. I much prefer when that's on Charlotte, primarily because she can do charge spells, which make you do a lot more damage. On Fire Mothman, not fun. Don't love an on Fire Mothman. We are desperately low on health and on methods to get health. I do kind of want to just finish exploring this section because we can teleport back to our magical ticket. Because we're on map rando and it can't necessarily account for whether or not we'll get stuck going in certain directions, especially if you're going from the top down. Sometimes it'll set up jumps that are impossible for you to do without certain items. Okay, we're gonna magical ticket back.
Yeah.
Or I
5
lose
HP,
progress.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. We're fine.
I think it's time to go fight the water dragon again.
Yeah, I think that's the point. We're gonna have to fight the water dragon. All right, we'll teleport. Teleport over there. What else is there? There's also some more. There's more castle to explore too. We'll do the water dragon. Should be fine. Yeah, and we still haven't found a portrait, but once we find the portraits, I have a strong feeling we're gonna find portraits in portraits. So far, the only portrait we found is the one that we don't actually need. Yeah. Anyway, you're big, you're ominous, you're dragon, frog. That's more damage as well, so we should be able to do this pretty darn quick. Also, I can do that. Which is just way easier to stay up. Oh yeah, just flipping around, spinning, kicking, doing his thing. There we go. That was useful.
I had a sneaking suspicion of portraits back here. Let's find out.
I'm inclined to believe that's also the case, yeah. I mean, there's probably a portrait back here, maybe two. This room, and we don't have any fast movement, so it's just going to be a nice stroll through a very, very long room. One of, like, 3 rooms that are about this long in the entire game. The other 2 are train corridors. Find one in 13th Street and one in, the name of that other one. Can't think of the name of it. 13th Street's the harder version of that tile set. Market Street? Market Street. Yeah, so that's the, I was saying something about, the long corridors. There's train corridors in those other 2 areas that are incredibly long. Long, unbroken sequence of room. Okay, this area, there's a bunch of rooms in here that we should be able to find, at least some progression in. And we're getting a large tour of the castle. That's always helpful. It's going to be helpful when we find the sisters later. We also have to fully explore because we also don't know where Sanctuary is. So without Sanctuary, we can't cure vampirism. Without curing vampirism, we can't get the good ending. So that's our goal. In the main game, Sanctuary is stored in a sort of really tightly hidden area that you have to get a bunch of skills to get to. But once you find it, you can actually advance the story. A lot of the DS games, like the GBA game as well, had very specific sort of obtuse ways of getting the good ending, sort of a Castlevania staple. In this one, it was a lot more straightforward. It doesn't really tell you how to heal them, but it implies they can be healed. So it's also one of the more annoying challenges in this game is to try and cast Sanctuary on the sisters during that fight, because they're both taking swings, and if they hit Charlotte while she's casting the 10-second long cast that it is, it interrupts. And if they focus on her, it's basically over. You have to kind of restart the fight. You either get it early in the fight or you don't get it at all. I do not know if Sanctuary is on Jonathan or Charlotte. If it's on Charlotte, we're gonna have to do it the traditional way. If it's on Jonathan, it's an instant cast, and it's a freebie. Normally, he's not supposed to be able to do that spell at all. What are you? Steel Ball. Look at that! Look at the face that guy makes. They're so happy. I mean, he's creepy, but he's also super happy. Ah, mimic.
Yeah, don't get fooled by the mimics.
Oh, them mimics. Ah! Sword, you swinging your sword around that, kind of flamberge, kind of wavy sword.
You dropped the Moonwalkers.
Yeah, Moonwalkers, I believe, make the backdash faster, but really we don't use the backdash for movement in this, because it's not as efficient as it would be in previous games. This isn't your Symphony of the Night backdash.
Yeah, it's not Symphony of the Night.
There we go. Should really just get used to using flame for basically everything at this point. Charlotte's spells do a lot of damage, especially in her hands. They do a lot more damage than usual. Oh, we mastered it, so now it's bigger and does more damage. Nice.
Chat wants to know what got you into running Portrait of Ruin.
I just love this game in general. It's I think it is my favorite Castlevania DS game. Order of Ecclesia is a close second. Dawn of Sorrow is also a very, very good game. I think all of them were really strong entries, but this one in particular was my absolute favorite. Hey, we found a portrait! Look at that! It's a terrible portrait, but it's a portrait. It's this one. Why? Why Nation of Fools?
Yeah, this portrait's
Always
awful.
Nation of Fools.
But there's probably another portrait in here, at least another portrait, which leads to the other portrait.
Yeah, there's always, it tends to do the nested portraits thing. Offensive Form is a spell we already had, actually. I think Charlotte started with it. This would have been a really good idea to place for farming up spell stuff. We don't really need to worry about that since Raging Fire is already maxed. And we do have at least decent movement through here. Nation of Fools is made infinitely better by having Griffin Wing going into it. Also, a lot of really difficult enemies in here. Tends to stack these rooms in particular with kind of vicious enemies. Holy Water. Yeah, we're making solid progress, though. Now that we found a portrait, once we kill the boss in this portrait, we will be completely fine. We'll start actually like making real progress towards the goal. We're still definitely short of getting... definitely short of go mode by a substantial amount, but you know, we're making progress. That is open.
Yeah,
I don't want to find a safe spot
at the moment.
Yeah, not loving how low that HP is, but there's really not much we can do about that, unfortunately. I should go back to the shop and buy some potions, and did it. This is why I dislike this portrait. Yeah, doors can come out from either direction. There's a lot of dead ends. There's a lot of just sort of space that is not the most navigable. We're gonna shoot back up here. Hopefully, those things do a lot of damage. Yeah, all of the traps in this game, the environmental damage does a whole lot. Oh crap. Well, that's a thing. It's fine though. We know how to get back to where we were. We can get back there pretty easily. Lost progress is absolutely a thing that happens in this game, just because it's like in Castlevania, progress is only stored on save. There's no checkpoints, that kind of stuff. It's all just, you do the thing. So we gotta fight our water dragon again! But it's fine, and we got fire.
Yeah, it's stinky, but there wasn't really much after him other than that portrait, so...
Yeah, we really don't need to worry too much about that. Once we find that portrait, that'll be good. We should probably clear a little bit more of that area, see if we can find a closer teleport to it as well, so we can go back and then do some shopping. Come on. Yes, we know, you're big and scary for the 40th time. Yeah, I absolutely adore this game. It is by far one of my favorite games from the Castlevania series and my favorite on the DS. And highly recommend, if you haven't played it, play through the vanilla. It's a very good playthrough. It was part of the Dominus collection when they released the DS games. And absolutely worth a playthrough.
Yeah, I highly recommend if anybody wants to get into these particular type of games, these Metroidvania, Castlevania games, the Dominus collection, because I think the DS games are the best of them, to be honest. Everyone will say Symphony of the Night is the best, and yes, it is one of the best, but I think Order of Ecclesia is my personal favorite.
Symphony has some things that didn't age quite as well as I think they could have in the whole using fighting game moves to do certain abilities, which turns the randomizer in the speedrun into basically spamming those abilities, which that can be a pretty not great thing for a lot of people trying to learn those runs. But this is a little more relaxed, a little more laid back. They were designed for a more casual audience in general, which makes them just fun. As far as the randomizers are concerned, there is a version of the randomizer that works for Order of Ecclesia with the Dominus collection, but it's substantially limited. The other randomizer is more feature-rich and is all for DS games. So, not crossover multi-world stuff, but definitely more variety in those sort of things. Went down here, I think, to find the portrait. Down this way. Have ourselves a tonic. Yeah, I'm gonna try and find a safe spot that's in this portion of the castle. We're gonna grab this over here, even though we know that it's not. Great, I just want to make sure I grab that so that I'm not, like, wondering to myself if I missed a thing later on. Ow! Dude, I don't care how much little guy energy you've got. That was mean.
He's just showing you how cool his stone circle is.
Yeah, I mean, Stone Circle is, it is one heck of an ability. It's, I think, the most broken ability in this game. I mean, just straight up, it surrounds you with circles of stone that don't break. So you can just walk into stuff and it dies. It's one of the reasons why Jet Seeds are so fast, is once you get something like Stone Circle and Speed Up and Griffin Wing, you have full movement and you can just bulldoze through things. I will say, Jonathan's fire ability right now is pretty darn good for what we set out to do.
Yeah, it's pretty much one-shotting most stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. The only problem is it does use a lot of MP. Unfortunately for Jonathan, his abilities tend to use more MP because they're instant cast. Okay, so we found the portraits. Let's pop in here and see if we can find an early save point, knowing what directions to not go this time. So we went to initially we went to the left. We're going to the right.
Oh, we found the worm.
Found the worm, and we made it explode. And now the worm should not respawn in that room. We found the boss. Not what we're looking for, but we found him.
No. Oh, there's no save over here.
Yeah, we're gonna come back once we get a save spot. We should find a save spot relatively soon. There are a handful in this area. So there we go. There's our save spot.
Now we can fight the boss.
Indeed. We also know that we don't have to worry about going up top. Because, we still have to go through that section, but to the left, I think there wasn't really much left to explore. Well, we might have to come back to that when we're looking for Sanctuary, but other than that, we should find to kind of play through this. Oh,
Legion.
Joy, it's Legion. I think possibly my favorite boss design in these games. It's just a ball of guys. Ball of guys with a weird, gelatinous center. Thankfully, the fire made quick work of him, but Legion is such a cool boss.
The usual weekend. Ball of guys with gelatinous center.
Exactly, just a big old ball of guys. All right, we're gonna teleport back real quick. I want to go check out the shop, get ourselves some help and some health up stuffs. So, thankfully, the shop is also super close to our magic ticket area.
That was indeed a French Vanilla Legion.
It was. Yes. Okay, so, yes, we know. Did you increase your stock at all? No, you didn't. Is there anything else that would be really good? Book of Death. Yeah, we're doing Book of Death. Look at that attack bonus, the strength bonus, the int bonus. We'll sacrifice the luck for it.
Yeah, shoutouts to Book of Death.
Anything else that gives us bonus int would be really, really useful right now.
Summon Frog, of course. We need Summon Frog.
Yeah, of course. Of course! Why wouldn't we? Oh, we've got that silver plate on. I think it's off eventually. I left it on because of the fatigue's on because of the int. Weapon, Book of Death. Let's go. It's okay. So it's an axe animation with the book, which is not terrible, honestly. The fact that the book follows with us is pretty nice. It just means we can't really wail on it. It's not the axe animation; it's a different animation, but still, it's a lot of damage. So we've got a decent weapon now that just does straight up a whole bunch of damage. Let's grab a save real quick, and then we're gonna go back into Burnt Paradise, not Nation of Fools. Burnt Paradise is the second version of it. Nation of Fools is the first. Nation of Fools is substantially easier. There's less traps, fewer enemies. And our enemies are completely randomized at this point as well, so what appears in these rooms is not what would normally appear in them. We'll check that out later. We need to worry about that. Right now we've got a decent weapon. So we got decent physical. Oh, it's actually only doing 9 damage to him. That's kind of amazing. What's this? Acrobat cube. We can jump off each other's shoulders. That would be really useful if we didn't already have gripping. So this part of the map is cleared and checked, which is good. We're gonna go back up here, see if we can find, I don't know, another portrait possibly. Do full exploration of this area, see what we can find.
I have the feeling that you'll find another one.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean, we have cleared a bunch of the castle and haven't found another portrait, so we're definitely want to push into that. And we are making really solid progress right now. Again, the real test is going to be finding Sanctuary. That's the thing that can basically be anywhere. So it's typically what eats up the most time is finding Sank after you've cleared the portraits. Unless you find it while you're going through. But that's not always the case. But yeah, so this area is normally constructed as a big circle. But because of the fact that it's randomized, it isn't. It's just like weird, jagged turns and twists. It's one of the least easy to navigate areas when it's randomized. It's like it's supposed to be this like actual circle that follows a standard path, and it just doesn't. And
Yeah, map generation just says, yeah, you're not going to have a good time here.
Yeah, this is by far the most confusing of the designs. And intentionally so. It's supposed to be like this sort of weird Harlequin kind of monster-filled nightmare. Ow, ow, those things hurt a lot.
Flame Wheel's a hater.
Yeah, Flame Wheel's not having fun, not being nice. Hey, Invisible Man.
Not so invisible now.
Yep, not so invisible when he's just falling into a pile of blood. Oh, hidden items and flea men. Flea men are still difficult to deal with. They don't do a lot of damage, but they do hop around incessantly, and they're very quick, so it's not the easiest things to hit, so. This is a dead-end room, but maybe it's got something in it? Nope, teleporter. Fine. It's actually pretty useful. Teleporters are always useful for getting around. We can teleport from any teleporter in any portrait to any other room. Makes it that we can, once we find that, we can kind of easily get back to the castle and back to this portrait from literally any teleporter. Fine. Why did I go over there? There's no door. Swag, baby? Maybe it was swag.
It's definitely swag.
Such swag. Yeah, there are glitches in this game, most of which I don't use because the glitch logic doesn't add all that much to it. It's just a couple of sort of difficult jumps that require touch inputs, a few other little things here and there. The full glitch logic, if they were trying to incorporate everything that Speedrun did, would make this game completable way too quickly and way too easily. It's got a lot of things that kind of break, specifically in map navigation. So if you're using a non-randomized map, those can really kind of just get you places you're not supposed to get to pretty quickly and pick up items you're not supposed to get touch. So it's sort of a trade-off. I prefer the non-glitch logic. Usually it's pretty nice about that. Time stop, that's unfortunately not useful at all. I think we've got a couple more avenues to check, but we still haven't found any other portraits, any other real progress in here. We're still gonna have to do this anyway until we find Sank, so it's not like we're wasting time or anything. It's just gonna be kind of how we are. I don't think I went this way last time. I did go this way. The farm spot. Where they're dropping records. And we'll check out this section up top, and I think we might actually not have a nested portrait. Which is interesting. Definitely not the norm as of my last 20 seeds. We definitely went over here before I remember doing this room. Actually, let's check up there first before we do this. Before we get too invested in this direction. Okay, we've been through here before. Don't know if we fully explored this. I think we fully explored this side of things. Found a teleporter, I think. Pretty sure it was a teleporter. No, it was just the dead end, that's right. In the process of walking back from that. Nun's habit's just all benefit, so might as well wear it. Yeah, as with everything else in this game, all of the equipment stats are completely randomized, so a lot of the like telltale good items just you don't know if they're useful or not. Let me do a quick heal. Last thing we want to do is lose more progress. Yeah, every enemy, by the way, has... Not every enemy. Most enemies have a drop table. Oh, that's right, the skeleton's already dead. But because it didn't fall off of a thing, it didn't break. Oh, that's right, this was just holy water. I think we fully explored this portrait. No, there's a path up here. Hey, see, that's part of the reason why this area can be a little confusing and difficult to navigate. There's just... It doesn't telegraph which transitions are usable easily. Some places it's good, some places it's definitely not.
I'm very curious if that great sword is actually a great sword or not.
Let's see if it's good. It can't be equipped by Jonathan. That drops ints, so we can't use it. We should probably give Charlotte some equipment. We just haven't used her this whole time. Foam of Arms. Nightmare's a decent spell. Might be worth messing around with. Let's give her like a full loadout. She's got equipment. Yeah, she just didn't get a lot of stuff, unfortunately. Like that's the unfortunate part of it is sometimes it just sets you up for, oh my god, let me out, thank you. Oh no, stay away. Fun thing about this too, the thing about all of this, a lot of the sprites in these games, a lot of these come from older games. That skeleton in particular, the first time you see that is in Rondo of Blood for the PC engine. Okay, that's everything here. We fully explored this. Let me just bring up the map and confirm that before I move on. I don't see any paths we didn't take, so we fully explored this and there's just nothing else here.
Seems like then a good time as any to take our first break, actually.
That is a good call.
Yeah, we just passed the 50-minute mark. For those unfamiliar, for longer runs on Hotfix, we often take, 1 or 2 wellness breaks just to give not only our runners and commentators, but also you all a chance to get up, stretch your legs, go get some water, take care of yourselves. We will pause the timer. We will be right back here in just a few minutes. Before... Welcome back, everyone, to GDQ Hotfix. You're watching Parallel Universe. I appreciate you all sticking around through the break. And we are just about to get back into the Castlevania Portrait of Ruin randomizer. If you missed any of this, you will be able to catch it on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/gamesdonequick, along with all of our other past Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons. And hey, for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ. But without further ado, Grey Goo Glitch, let's get back into it.
Okay, alright, so we can start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we're gonna just take a real quick teleport back with Magic Ticket. Since we're doing more portrait exploration, we've cleared all of Burnt Paradise, which is good. So now it's a matter of just doing more castle exploration, try and find where our next location is. I think we're gonna go back to an area we checked earlier. Just so I don't feel like walking through the water dragon area again, just to go up one other path we didn't take. I mean, it's fine. There's probably something incredibly important there, and we probably should, but it's fine. We'll go somewhere else. About that.
Mainly because it doesn't look like there's not much room left over on that right side of the map, so there's more to explore up, it looks like.
Yeah, and this area is pretty open. We've got a few... Let's check the other path off this. We're actually we're a little biased towards rooms that open to the left, because Dracula's castle, Dracula's little lair, opens to the left. So the sisters and Dracula both go in from that direction. meaning that if something goes straight to the right, it's a lot more likely that we'd have to like go up and around to kind of get there. So you always have to approach it from the left. Holy Water Richter version, which is cool. What are you? Rocket Slash. Not super useful. And Caviar.
Caviar.
Be fancy. So fancy. Okay, I'm going to do a thing real quick, actually. Thing that we can do. We're going to grab this. We're going to mark that because that is Dracula's entrance. It'll show up on our map. That way I've got it specifically marked. I tend to mark Dracula and the sisters, so it's easier to remember where we've gone and why we haven't explored those areas. That is a little bonus of the randomizer. Normally those marks would only show up on the big map, but because of this we can then show up on the small map too. Which is cool. Fun little bonus stuff. And there's nothing over here. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully we'll find speed up relatively sooner rather than later, but it is what it is. It does make movement through this a lot faster. It's a lot less frantic when you also don't have something like Stone Circle or other things that just make it incredibly easy to just burn through things.
Well, you've mentioned it now, so surely you're going to find it now.
Oh, of course. I've blessed the seed by talking about it. Just like we did with Griffin Wing. What are you? What are you? Javelin. Yeah, we don't need Javelin. Alright, so another safe spot. Not finding much up here.
Still a little bit more up we can go.
Yeah, we got more up. We got a little more exploration in other places. We should see. We only found a couple areas so far. There are still other areas to find. We found the cave area. We found the sewer area. We've got a lot of the stuff found at this point. It's just a matter of locating those portraits. Glass shoes. Only the most practical of footwear. Who doesn't want glass shoes?
For Jonathan.
Oh yeah. Johnny Boy and his glass shoes. Alright, so nothing off of this path either except for a useless card. I think we're good on this section over here. Again, full map exploration is kind of really important, so we're not leaving stuff just sort of tucked away in corners and not... Oh, actually this is useful. Cedo coat. It's a good thing to have.
Yeah, because like Gray has said earlier, Sanctuary can be anywhere, so you don't want to leave anything unchecked.
Yeah, the last thing we want to do is say, oh, we'll ghost a section, and then find out that, oh, Sanctuary was in that ghost section, and we didn't go back to it for however long. I got a boss fight up here.
Yeah.
Which we can check out in a minute. Not going to worry about it right now. Got more clock tower to explore. More spike-circled clock tower.
We did finally reach the top of the map, at least.
Yeah, we're like close to the top. There's a portrait.
Oh, there it is.
All right, there's our second portrait. That is the I forget what the actual name of this one is. And find that out in a moment.
It's the deserty one.
It's the deserty one, yeah. So let's I want to do a little more exploration in the section up top first before we go into there. So we're gonna do that real quick. There's only a couple of spaces to check over here, and we might as well clear those out before we... And this is why we do that.
Perfect.
That teleporter is going to let us go back, going to let us do a save, let us come right back, and then, go in fresh. We're still going to use our magic ticket to go back, because that's a save room and a teleport room. Incredibly useful. This game is nice enough to do something like that, which is kind of great. There are certain games like other map randomizers that are not that kind. Super Metroid. Yep. I love the Super Metroid map rando, but it can be really mean about that first save spot. Who's in Death's room? Oh, this guy. This is chump.
Love this guy.
Hey, we killed him while he was holding us. It broke his animation.
No grab attack for you.
Yeah, what is it, the fighting game? Grab attacks, get on out of here. Go on, get. Okay, and that was completely useless. There's a room full of mummies that requires a single block traversal and doesn't have a path off of it. Sometimes.
Yeah, so
sometimes that by
no reason to whip out the owl because there's nothing there.
Exactly. You can do one space traversal a handful of ways. That one can be traversed through Toadmorph, Owlmorph, or by clever use of Puppet Master. We don't really use Puppet Master unless we have to, because it does have, for like anything that's bordering a door like that, you can sometimes pop out of the map, and that means you're resetting to your last save. Okay, so we've checked most of this up here. There's one more path off the side here I want to check before we go into that portrait. Yeah, trying to not ghost anything. As soon as we ghost something useful is going to be in there. I've done too much of this randomizer to leave it at the hand.
Yeah,
That's the randomizer classic.
Oh, yeah.
Down and to the right, and then, to the left.
Like, if you miss one thing in an area in Super Metroid, and suddenly you don't have your Varia suit for areas you're supposed to have it. Just one check. Yeah, so we've got basically the entirety of the clock tower mapped out now, which is nice. I think there's like one more path, but we're further away. I'm not going to worry about it. Because we've got an entire pyramid to check out. The pyramid's pretty sizable. There's a lot of space in the pyramid. So we're going to... A lot of tight areas, too. It's really useful for us to have actual full-on flight like Griffin Wing and Owl for this. Owl is actually going to be useful if we have to go and get certain items in the pyramid. It's one space traversal, and it doesn't have any like major restrictions for movement. Whereas Puppet Master, you have to be standing to cast it, which makes it ineligible to be used for certain spaces. Like, specifically, there's just 2 checks in here that you need to do that for. There's one in this pyramid and one in the other as well. So, sorry, 2 in this pyramid and 1 in the other one. And you are Summon Skeleton. We're going to continue to not use Summon Skeleton, everybody. Hey, portrait of portrait.
All right.
Let's go. I'm going to see if... Okay, so this is a rare and interesting occasion. We have a portrait that leads directly into a boss door, directly above a boss door and a portrait. So that's a thing. We could do those boss fights right now. I want to continue to explore again. No stone unturned. We have to do the full map exploration anyway. It makes sense for us to do that before doing the boss clears, so we can get at least a save point nearby before we do those fights. I call it an overabundance of caution. Mind boost. Not useful at all. Boost skills on paper are a good idea, but in principle, they rarely work well enough to be used. All stat boosts can be used decently, but for the most part, the stats are just kind of like, meh. Mostly, you're going to want to have...
Opportunity.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. I'll do it. I'm just going to take a quick opportunity to shout out Back to Black, which is GDQ's all-black charity speedrunning event supporting our Race Forward. That is live February 5th through 8th and is currently accepting run and volunteer submissions. You can submit your runs at gdq.gg/submit. And of course, for more information, you can visit gdq.gg/BAF. They do great work. Highly recommend getting involved if you can.
Heck yeah. I'll say, by the way, feel free to interrupt whenever. I can talk for days. Anyone who's seen my channel knows that I do not shut up. It just goes on.
No, see, that's good. And also, neither do I. This is about you, though.
Oh yeah, this is honestly, I love having the ability to show off stuff like this. This randomizer in general is one of those where it's like, it's a hidden gem of the randomizer community, and like, people just don't know about it because the DSVanias weren't the most popular games. And the randomizer itself, it's currently out of production, so it's still working. It's still set, but they're not building any new builds for it. The person who's running it hasn't really updated it in, I want to say, about a year. So it's been like minor bug fixes here and there, but so far it's been pretty dormant for a while now, unfortunately. There are people who are still interested in updating stuff for the Order of Ecclesia, because Order of Ecclesia is just a better received game overall. So But yeah, it's still a lot of fun. The randomizer in its current state is very, very fun and very useful. And very more feature-rich than a lot of the ones that a lot of the other ones that exist. Definitely comes from the play the game the way you want kind of mentality. Certain randomizers tend to focus on the idea of, play the game the way the randomizer dev wants you to play it, rather than the way that's most fun for you. In this, there's like full customization for ranges on stuff. You can do a lot of specific options. So it's very much one of the better experiences for randomizers out there. Super Metroid Map Rando is also another one that's got that kind of like heavy customization. And I talk about that a lot because Super Metroid is one of the ones that I tend to run a lot as well. Although anyone who's familiar with my runs knows I run just every randomizer you can imagine. Something about the flexibility of randomizers and the infinite replayability that I love.
Well, that fits not only on this show, but also on another Hotfix show, Random Number Generation. And that is to say, if anyone out there, if you run randomizers, if you run custom levels, mods, fan games, I would like to see it. And you can go to gdq.gg/hotfix and you should be able to find our Hotfix run submission form there. And of course, if you run something that isn't eligible for this show, it's probably eligible for another one of our Hotfix shows. On that page, you can check out the whole roster and just throw what you got at us. Myself and all of my fellow showrunners are constantly sourcing runs, looking for what would be cool, what would be fun to have on the channel. So hey, give it a shot if you have something to show off.
That's what I love about Hotfix is there's such a diversity of different kinds of runs and all of that. I mean, everything from 100% runs to stuff like randomizers. It's great.
Yeah, and it's also a great way to get into speedrunning for events. I've had a few people who, have told me, oh, Hotfix is my first time doing a speedrun event. And that's perfect because it's a really chill vibe. You don't have like the pressure to raise money for charity to worry about. You're just chilling, playing the game. You have a host on to help you. It's fun and chill, good times.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Of all the experiences I've had, like Hotfix has always been fun. It's always been a nice kind of relaxed setting to go through. Some of the shows that I've been on are one of the ones, Grudge Match, which unfortunately is no longer on. It's one of the most interesting experiences and also one of the most stressful experiences I've ever had speedrunning something.
Oh, yeah.
Blind. It was blind runs for two people doing blind race, which is always fun. But, yeah. I say Hotfix in general is typically pretty chilled out.
If you at home miss Grudge Match, you can still find the VODs on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/gamesfunplay.
Highly recommend it. Bro Sench is an amazing person, and that was a whole lot of fun. Really good show.
Yeah, that show was wild. Definitely check out those VODs.
Yep. And similarly, Cusa Grande is very similar to that in how it's run, in that it's a Bad Games tournament that does that kind of stuff. The VODs for Cusa Grande Live, which I've actually hosted for at previous GDQs, are also up on the channel. Not to, shamelessly self-promote constantly, but so we're still looking
to spotlight you as much as it is to spotlight the game.
Oh yeah, I deeply appreciate it too. It's always nice. Like I said, I'm mostly here to showcase the game because I think it deserves more love than it gets. All right, we're gonna teleport out of here because we're at the end of a really long corridor, and I don't feel like walking past those spike things again. We are starting to make some serious progress though, as far as our equipment and abilities. So look at how jank that map is. It's so weirdly spread out. It's almost like an actual tower.
I'm liking the tower.
Yeah, it's like this weird tower. Alright, so we're gonna go up here. I was avoiding because of the worm. The worm is always, kind of a pain in the butt. That worm in particular, because it's the green one is a little bit more of a pain than the other one. A lot more health. Rock Riot! Rock Riot's cool. Fun spell. Let's use Charlotte. I should probably see what the spell power is on that, what the mana usage is. Fast charge, decent power, and 3 separate elements? That might actually be useful. Redo all of this and get Charlotte her. Yep. Come on. You know what? Not worth it for the moment. Apparently not on that enemy anyway. But Rock Riot's cool. It drops a bunch of rocks from the sky. Does a bunch of damage. I think we've fully explored... Okay, we've explored this whole section. There's a couple sections earlier we didn't check, but... again, all of this is in service of finding Sanctuary. Once we find Sanctuary, we can stop doing major exploration and start focusing just on the boss fights. And Sanctuary is the thing that's going to make this game possible to get good at. So... Here, no path. No path. There's a couple from earlier on as well that we're going to check out, but yeah. Other than that, we're really just looking for gear, we're looking for Sank, we're looking for portraits to clear. So we know where 2 of the 3 remaining portraits are, and the boss fights for those should be very quick because they're all stacked together. And then really it's just a matter of that last portrait and cross, but definitely need to do full exploration of this before we can really just call it.
I do have a very important question, Gray.
Go for it.
I saw you picked up a wedding dress. Is that
Yes.
equipable by Jonathan in this run?
It is unfortunately not. He can wear one of the Amethyst corset, though. And a leather corset.
Nice.
If that didn't drop int, I would wear that in a heartbeat. That's actually really, really decent. Let's see what the wedding dress actually does for Charlotte. It's unfortunately not very good. It's bad. Yes, Charlotte's just not getting anything good this time around.
No wedding dress this seed.
No wedding dress. Nope. Definitely want her to have higher defense. It's fine. Anything out here? We got like another portrait, another path. Oh no, that path's not actually a path. Even though it looks like a path, it's not. And this isn't either. So it looks like our exploration of this is almost capped. We got a boss room and then one we missed earlier in the area. So I didn't check the section above the actual portrait. Oh, Birds! Birds are mean! I don't know why birds in games are mean like that. I don't think it's intentional, it's just kind of like, you know... It's just like every bird in every game.
I feel like it's gotta be intentional at this point.
I think there's probably some dev out there that's like, yeah, I'm gonna make the birds really mean, but like, for the most part, I don't think it was ever like intended that birds were always gonna be that mob. That feared mob that always makes things difficult. Ooh, we found a green tea keg. Yay. Skeletal Bartender. Skeletal Bartender is an interesting character. It's also extremely dangerous. If it throws the wrong cocktail, it will kill you in one hit. It's just how the Skeletal Bartender do. You didn't get poisoned. That's good. You took contact damage, but not poison damage.
Never mind.
Never mind. Gonna gloss on over that one. Stone of Plate. We got our double jump, which would be more useful if we didn't already have Griffin Wing.
Hey, anti-venom.
It's not a bad thing to have. It's just not, really beneficial at this point. All right, we've explored so much of this area. Take over the... We're not gonna take over the tile. Let's just double check to make sure this one up here isn't actually accessible. Nope, not accessible. Want to make sure we don't miss any possible paths. Like this would have been an impossible path we would have missed. It hadn't gone up. Taking a lot of damage. Gotta be a little leery of taking too much damage at this point. Let's use a
cheesecake.
We do have cheesecake. That was a cutscene with Bronner, but we skipped over it. Actually, not intentionally, it just kind of happened. Yep, we got a save. Save point. Excellent. Just wasted a hot dog. It's fine. Not gonna worry about it.
I'm sure we can find some more hot dogs laying around this castle.
Okay, hold on. I gotta respawn a mob real quick. Is that clown not the most terrifying thing in like any game? Look at that guy. Scary. This is super unsettling.
Hey, I mean, part of the reason I'm having this on is because I'm not ready to let go of Halloween yet, so it's kind of topical.
Heck yeah! And this, honestly, I think this game is really suited to this kind of time of year too. Primarily because it is like all of these like classic monsters. I mean, they can't call the creature Frankenstein, but it's it's what it's supposed to be.
I agree. It's it's funny you say that because there have been 2 other shows with Castlevania on this week, and I think there's one next week as well. So I think a lot of people feel the same way. October, November, that's Castlevania time of year.
Oh yeah, it's scary, spooky monsters. And who doesn't love that? And like, yeah, with a lot of this, they obviously have to use names that aren't going to be trademark kind of names, but like, yeah, obviously a lot of this is drawn from that kind of classic, monster film kind of mentality. All right, let's go kill this boss. We've been sitting on this for a minute. Oh, this guy. It's this guy. Light him on fire. Yep, not a danger at this point. We're still not in territory for like killing Dracula really quick, but we are definitely at a point where we're kind of crushing it for regular boss fights. But yeah, classic monster culture. A lot of the stuff in here is based off of folklore, old stories, and obviously Dracula, kind of that kind of whole thing. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see what they've done with that and how over the years it's kind of stayed true to its roots. Again, a lot of the sprites from this game and from all the DS games were rips from Symphony of the Night. They didn't get a really strong graphical overhaul until Order of Ecclesia, and then from there it kind of fully diverged and went to the 3D Castlevania games. And not to talk about Castlevania 64, which honestly, Castlevania 64 gets a bad rap. Not that bad game.
No, it's not that bad.
All right, so we're 2 portraits in. Oh, it's this sister. So this is one of the sisters, but not the one where you're not supposed to kill her. This is the one where you're supposed to beat her up. And she just kind of disappears. Okay, so she's done. Did that. That's now 3 boss fights. We got 1 more boss fight to do in Finding Sanctuary before we can locate Bronner's studio and work from there. So, again, we also don't know where the last portrait is. It's also entirely possible that the last portrait is in Bronner's studio. I've had that happen once or twice where I didn't want to go to the studio and do the sister fight until I found the portrait, only to find it was stored in an area that's after that. Which is, there's 3 item spots in there. Portraits can appear in any item spot. So it's one of those things where it's very unlikely to happen, but it can happen. Ooh, that's the good vampire killer, isn't it? It is, but it's still garbage. There's multiple versions of the vampire killer in this. Jonathan starts with one that gets kind of easily outclassed by regular weapons. There is one that you get later on that is activated by fighting Richter. It's a whole big side quest thing. But yeah, the empowering of the vampire killer. Oh, also, throughout the game, it warns you to not use the vampire killer. There is no reason to not use the vampire killer. It just tells you not to. It warns you, oh, well, Jonathan's gonna die if he uses it, but it doesn't materially impact the end of the game at all. You can use it. It's useful. It's a good weapon. But it just tells you not to. It's kind of mean. This area is huge. And this shouldn't be that big.
It's mostly a big tunnel so far.
Yeah, it's been a very straight tunnel. Pats, please stop being mean. There we go. Yeah, it's been straightforward. Here we go. We found the mansion area. So now it's going to diverge and get really obnoxiously windy and open. Big rooms, lots of connecting doors, lots of corridors. I'm going to put money down that our last portrait's in here. That it's going to be a 3D portrait. Oh, we've spawned so many record 2s that we can't pick up anymore.
The mummies are the record 2 shop.
Oh yeah, they're just hanging out with their records. I don't know if you know this, but mummies are definitely very into vinyl. They got taste. And disposable income, clearly.
Yes.
right, so I think we've explored this. Well, yeah, this room doesn't have another path off of it, which is kind of odd. But normally there's I think 2 paths off this, but we only get the one. So, ooh, Thor's Bellow. That might actually be worth using. It's more, but it's electric only, but it's also a lot of damage, and it like constantly hits, throws off lightning. A lot of MP. It's the only major drawback.
Yeah, that's
It's a
taking
little
off big
more
old
automatic
chunks.
though than fire. I mean, certain spells are really good. Thor's Bellows is really good with Charlotte when she can do the charge up for it, but again, it's just not giving Charlotte any really decent spells, which is kind of a shame. It's like what makes her super useful and like a really good character is her spells. This has just been very heavily favoring Jonathan, which is unfortunately not what I like to showcase. I like to showcase runs with Charlotte because Charlotte's a criminally underrepresented character in both the original game and in future media with Castlevania. It's just like, again, this is a sequel to one of the lesser popular games, Bloodlines. So there isn't a whole lot of content that worked off the Bloodlines story. I think it's referenced later on, and a couple other games reference that storyline, but not really heavily and not really with Charlotte. She's all total a really awesome character that they kind of did dirty with the base game. But yeah, and all in all, they've kind of set her up in the randomizer to be way more effective and useful in a lot of ways. So, you know, she should be. Charlotte. And that's... Okay, another path, that's fine. See what I mean about it being windy and kind of looping over itself? Just likes to do that. Makes it really difficult to navigate. Oh, baby. Okay, so she's now going to be way more useful, and we've got our full-on movement speed bonuses.
Let's go.
So we got to be a little more careful about taking damage from running at stuff, but we do now have a much faster movement speed. This is one of the fastest ways to move in the game. If we had Mercury Boots, it'd be faster. If we charge it with Charlotte and then swap with Jonathan, it's also faster, but I'm not too concerned about maximizing our speed right now. It's just nice to have it as a whole. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with fire. The fire is way more useful at this point. Just doing a lot more damage. Oh, it also should be noted that speed up does do physical damage when you hit stuff. So once it's mastered, it can actually do enough damage that you can just run through stuff. But normally spells can't be mastered. It's a whole other separate thing. But in the base game, only Jonathan can master skills. Spells can be charged, which gives them a second level. Mastered skills, like any of your like sub-weapons, those tend to just get stronger. This makes it that both of those things are possible, where you can master a spell and have it do additional damage and charge it. And then all of Jonathan's skills can be mastered as well. So it inherently makes Charlotte's abilities better in some aspects. There's Sank.
There it is.
We got Sank. So that's good. We now have what is effectively go mode. But we still got a little bit of work to do. We got some bosses that need clearing, and we got some exploration that needs to be done still. So we're not out of the woods yet, but we definitely found our major go mode items. And we've also got a little bit of
shout out. We've also found a shout out to Frame Fatales, which is a community of women and femmes who share a passion for speedrunning, gaming, and charity. In addition to their 2 flagship events, they host activities year-round in their community Discord, like Game of the Month and randomizer events. Speaking of randomizers, type !FF in chat to learn more and get involved. And I know you two, Gray and Solmass, are both involved in Fatales as well.
Very much so. Actually, my first speedrun event was a Fatales event, running Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. So randomizer runs have been a cornerstone of my time with Fatales and doing GDQ speedrunning in general.
Yeah, Fatales wasn't my first event that I ran at, but it was like the first server I joined as far as a speedrun server. So I'm also very closely tied to Fatales.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, embracing community. There's a lot of good folk there that are willing to sort of help people get started with the hobby, and it's a space that's really comfortable for a lot of folk. I personally found it to be a very good place to learn, kind of cut my teeth doing some good stuff.
Yeah, it's a good group. It's a very inclusive group. I was talking earlier about how Hotfix is great for like doing your first event runs. Similarly, Fatales also is, especially for your first charity runs.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they are willing to give people a chance to showcase the things they have. And a lot of people, they're concerned like they're not going to be able to get on the main stage for GDQ, but it gives you another option to sort of learn and spread your wings a bit, pick up stuff. And like, yeah, there are a lot of people that start with Paul's events, start with some of the smaller events, and then work their way up to the main stage. It's a really good opportunity.
I was just about to say, the amount of people I've seen start with Fatales events and then end up in mainline events as well. And not only runners, also volunteers as well. They start volunteering for Fatales, and then they start volunteering for mainline, and sometimes even become staff for mainline. So it's just a great way to get into charity speedrun events.
Yeah, the Fatales to mainline pathway is real.
I mean, I getting my first mainline runs last year, getting on the AGDQ stage. Awesome, but yeah, I mean, getting started with Fatales, it was a great place to learn.
It's very real pathway, and I'm glad it exists.
Let's
Speaking of submitting for Fatales, I know submissions are going to open up across Fatales next week, I believe. So.
Yep, I think 5 days from now. I think it's the 12th.
Goodness, there's submissions open for so many things lately.
It just seems like there's always some kind of window open. Oh, there's our last portrait. We missed it early on. Oh, God, that thing hurts. That thing hurts so bad.
Speaking of windows,
I hate that enemy. All right, we're gonna take our magical ticket back now that we've got another portal there. We're gonna grab a save real quick, make sure we don't die and lose progress. But we found a portrait. Hey!
Hey, we called it from the beginning. We knew it was going to be portraits within portraits.
Portraits within portraits. Always nested, always fun. So we're going to go get through this guy real quick. Again, like, look at the amount of damage that guy just doles out immediately. Certain enemies will always just kind of punch really hard. Oh, hey, we're going to have to stop the train, everybody. Who doesn't want to manually stop a train?
Unfortunately, we're not going to suplex the train.
I would love to suplex this train, but unfortunately, we're going to have to stop it with our hands. We have Push Cube and we have Strength Glove. You saw how quickly I moved. We almost got pushed off the screen. It is a very tight window. There is one weapon art that can bypass it. If you have that weapon art, you can use it to kind of get around it, but otherwise, yeah, the train is just incredibly difficult to avoid.
I do want to point out, it's not Market Street Station, it's Marked Street Station.
Yeah, oh, we found the boss. Oh, no. Nope. We're gonna swap off that. We're taking out Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah, Gray's panicking for a reason. This boss
That heart attack? Yeah.
She can charm Jonathan, and then you have to end up fighting Jonathan, and if Jonathan dies, it's game over, so we don't want that.
Yeah, she is one of the most dangerous bosses if you're doing a Jonathan main. If she takes him over, it forcibly pulls Charlotte in and makes Jonathan attack Charlotte with all of the force. So it turns into a really terrible fight. And yeah, Jonathan with a full setup like that can absolutely just murder Charlotte immediately. Which is never great. That's what I wanted to swap back to speed up. Alright, so at the moment, we don't have any decent spells for Charlotte. Coquettis might actually be decent. We might want to level that up. I just need to see if it's going to work well for her. We can go back to one of the areas to do some quick grind. I know where we can go fight a whole bunch of mummies.
Oh, we're gonna stock our record shop. I'm down.
I think we got to stock the record shop. One of the reasons we're going to do that is spells are, again, way more useful for fighting certain bosses. And we need a kind of big area effect spell, so something like Portait fully charged. It takes a second to charge up, but it does a huge area of effect. Ah! That was not great. We do need to use Almorph here for small space traversal. Apparently this kind of just got real tight. Tight spaces.
I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried either. I think we're good. We're good. Yep. There we go. Yeah, we do also have that seed sort of sitting around too if we wanted to showcase what it looks like to have the best speedrun stuff in the game. Be a lot of fun. Crap. Yeah, my goal is to try and find an easy farm spot in here we could possibly use. Maybe find a better spell. Like, if we found Salamander, that would be... That doesn't Salamander, right? I don't think we found Salamander yet. Oh! Yeah, Charlotte's got Sanctuary. That's a thing. So I mentioned earlier, Sanctuary is terrible on Charlotte. And I can illustrate that really quickly by having her cast it.
Yeah, now imagine having to not have Charlotte be hit during a boss fight while this is casting.
Yeah, that's gonna take some time. It does, like, cure basically everything, but it's not quite worth it. So we're gonna have to make sure Jonathan has a ton of defense for that, so... his defense needs to be on point, because that fight hurts real bad. We should, however, be able to get the expansion of the shop as well, now that we've got Sanctuary and we found the sisters and cure them. Well, we have to cure the shopkeeper as well to kind of unlock that stuff. So it's, again, waiting 10 seconds to cast that. Now, let's go back to our regular... Let's go back to the map. Let's go back to our shop. That's probably the best bet. Mostly because we definitely need to get some health. So let's take a look at Jonathan's equipment real quick. What are his stats at right now? Jonathan's defense, it's up 94. That's actually not bad. That's fine. We don't really need to worry too much about defense. He's not sick yet. Okay, that's unfortunate. Didn't trigger him because we haven't found the sisters yet. I think that's hard to believe. So we still don't... We have a noodle... Oh, noodle buns are expensive. We can buy milk, though. Let's sell all of those records. Expensive. Yeah, everything's ridiculously expensive. Selling our record 3 and our... There we go. We got some cash now.
Oh, yeah.
We got some cash.
Now we have a reason to go farm records. So we can buy noodle buns.
Yeah. All right, so let's buy a bunch of milk. Let's buy 2 more potions. Those are fine. We need to... Yeah, we want to max Cocytus just for ease of casting. And we can check this path up here. This path. You. Again, we gotta find the sisters. Locating them is not gonna be the easiest thing, I don't think. Oh, this is an area transition. What? Hey, it's Death.
Oh, hey, Death.
Bye, Death. This is interesting. I've never seen it do a map gen like this, but we can farm in here as well. Let's actually get Charlotte out. Let's do some Cocytus farming. What is the requirement for maxing that? It is 400. All right, that's fine.
This castle is very strangely generated.
Yep, definitely weird. This is not the most efficient for Cocytus farming. I think we found the sisters. I believe the sisters are at the end of this corridor. That was a good find. Should be not the end of this corridor. They're in this area, I believe. Firmly believe that to be the case. Thought that was one of the hallways. It wasn't apparently, but that's fine. That was not ideal. Especially not for farming Cocytus. Now we get to wait until the thing wears off. It's fine though. Yeah, if we do decide to use Cocytus as our main attack against Rack, we're gonna need to swap the Inferior on Charlotte. Oh, it's this. Let's use our one-spaced reversal again. This is the other problem with Charlotte and her abilities. Almorph is only on her, so it means that, like, if you have to do one-spaced reversal, you have to take her spell off, put it on, do the thing, swap them back out again. Makes Charlotte a little less wieldy in a lot of cases. I thought I still had Cocytus on for a second. Swap back. Yeah, the more damage we do with Cocytus in general, the better off we'll be. That'll get us some more experience and let her master it. Oh, come on, let go. Yep. That's not what I wanted to do at all. we showed that wall who's boss. Whip skill too, and what are you? Spinning art, all terrible. Yeah, there's some skill cubes you can get for Jonathan that are just not good. Spinning art is, I believe, the one that spinning art's the dodge. Whip skill is the one that lets you do the thing where you can like hold the button down and swing the whip around. It's kind of funny. So we're still in the process of finding the sisters. That's really where our main goal is right now. So we've got all of the boss clears and all of our main items. So it's find the sisters. Sanctuary casting on that can take a while, especially if the sisters are not cooperative. We'll see how all of that goes, though. I think
they're going to be down here.
Yep, they are not.
Oh, I guess not.
They are unfortunately not. Let's change over to speed up again.
I thought that was going to be a down door and to a left, but not at all.
Yeah, we'll worry about Cocytus in a minute. I think we need to let's use our magic ticket and go back. Yeah, so where are we gonna let's teleport down to this corridor over here. There's some stuff we didn't check over there. They might be in that area, possibly. What we're looking for is a double door. So it'll be 2 boss doors back to back. That indicates that's where the sisters are. And I deeply appreciate them doing that, because if you go into that fight and you don't have Sanctuary, you can't beat it. It gives you the bad end. So they gave you enough warning of like, hey, there's 2 boss doors. Turn around. Turn around or go for the bad ending. We don't care. The problem with the bad ending, though, is there's actually no criteria for it. You can just find the sisters, get the bad ending, and be done. It would make for an interesting run, I guess, but, you know, not quite as interesting as, you know, doing an actual playthrough and getting the good ending. Okay, wait 1 second. That is the best sound effect in this game. That, like, terrified scream. Second best. Jonathan yelling Showtime is also really, really good.
Showtime!
Nothing over here. Yeah, Castle's fighting us to the bitter end.
Either.
Castle's being mean.
I see you.
Surely this right door is going to loop up and to the left again.
Hopefully.
Yeah, see?
And nothing. Oh, wait, hold on. We got another one. That's a save point.
There's a
excellent.
save. That's maybe.
Possibly.
Match in, please.
Oh, we got. I think we actually do have another pat. Nope, it's up. We'll take the tonic though. Definitely take a super tonic. It's nothing.
Just a jellyfish.
And it's gone. There we go. Let's go through here. The 2 save spots right next to each other. Well, okay, we've figured out where not to go. And that's a useful thing to know, right?
Yeah, we figured out none of this area was useful.
Yep. Charlotte, please go. There we go.
Classic randomizer moment.
Yeah. Like, we figure, okay, we'll check there, we'll find something. Nope, just nothing. Just nothing.
Looks like
Alright,
there's
so
still
that's
somewhere to
Drac.
go up. Is there still somewhere to go up above Drac?
There's one path in the lower section, and there's one path over here from the clock tower that we didn't check. I mean, we're really narrowing down the possibilities for where it could possibly be at this point. I'm gonna go back this way, down through this path. There's a big room up and over here. Oh, it's this path. Okay.
Oh, it's just the HP max. Okay. Thanks, game.
Okay, so let's take a closer look at the map real quick. It looks like... where are we gonna go? It's that other path we didn't check early on. That thing that we ghosted.
The stuff behind the dragon?
Yeah, behind the water dragon. That section, it's gotta be there.
The one that had a ton of HP and we said, hey, it's going to be the end of the game?
Yeah, oh yeah, I did say that, didn't I? I mean, yeah, that was intentional. Are you familiar with the term probing for content?
Absolutely, I do it all the time.
We would never do that on here.
Oh, my bad.
Alright, so let's check out over here. And now we've got speed up. This is way more traversable. Like, look at this. It feels better.
It's still a long hallway.
It's still a very, very, very long hallway.
Well, while you're dealing with long hallways, I need to give one more event shout out. This one's really important because GDQ is hosting its very first Disability and Neurodivergence Special on November 29th and 30th. This event will celebrate speedrunners who identify as disabled or neurodivergent in any way that's meaningful to them. If you would like to apply to run, applications are open through November 9th. That is just 2 days from now. Type !DND in the chat for the link to apply. Again, run submissions close in 2 days, so if you would like to participate in our Disability and Neurodivergence Special, then do not hesitate.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. Looks like there's so many more, special, different, runs that happen. It's great. Always good to see. Events. Okay, it looks like that we can farm Cocytus here if we wanted to do that real quick. That might
a melon.
be a good idea. What's left on Cocytus? Thing to check. And skills. I got like dirt on it. Got it for now. We will check out to see if Ice Fang is worth it though. Ice Fang's not bad. Not good, but it's not bad. Gold ring. Ring does better stats if you have higher amounts of gold. I got one more path I can see. That of the sisters are in some weird location I have missed. There's a path up off of here, so it's gotta be that. Or down? Down.
Surely the sisters are over here.
Yeah, I mean, surely they're over here in that section I told you we shouldn't prioritize because it doesn't have a lot of left openings. Clearly, I was thinking this through. Oh my god, what is this generation? Okay, it's not over here. Okay, let's just take a look at our map again. Clearly, we've missed something. I see one place there might be progress. Yeah, let's just take a time. So like there's a couple little spots that aren't filled in that could be where there is progress. But we need to look at this. So we clearly missed some stuff because we don't have full access to this map. See one path it couldn't possibly be. All right, let's. Nope, no, it's fine. We don't really need where Drac is at this point. I think we'll just go back that way. But yeah, this is unfortunately part of this process, is finding that one thing you missed, that one path that looks completely innocuous that you didn't take. Okay. Wind, please shut up. No one wants to talk to you right now. think it's over here. Maybe up and around. Yeah,
this is a
path up here.
very annoying loop here.
Not going in there. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah, with this loadout, Nest of Evil is going to be, yep, capital F fun. I took the wrong path. Definitely took the wrong path. We're going to use Ticket. And this is also one of the reasons why I really like this particular version of the randomizer with the map rando. Magic Ticket is just incredibly useful. Normally they exist in the game, but you have to kind of... Up here is where we should have gone. They do normally exist in the game, but they're usually one-time use, and they'll take you back to, I think, the last save you made, or maybe it takes you back to the shop. I can't remember the vanilla version because I've used it for so long. Okay, it's gotta be off of that path down there.
Surely.
Surely. It couldn't possibly be off of anything else. Or I'm missing another thing. It's gotta be down here. No, it's definitely a path off here. There we go.
There's literally
We found the
nowhere
sisters.
else it could be, yeah.
It had to be there. Although I said that like 3 times. We need to check that out. We just saved, so we're good. Now let's try and make this work the first time. Let's try. What are Charlotte's stats currently?
So
Let's just take a look at her equipment real quick. Her defense is fine. She'll be fine.
yeah, so again,
Okay, so-
Charlotte needs to cast for 10 seconds and not get hit by the boss.
Yep.
in order
So
for
we
this to be
gotta
successful.
basically convince. Nope. Okay. So they are already. Okay. Well, no, that's a bad ending. Congratulations, we got the bad ending. Game over. Your data has been saved. Like, we shamed you. So we'll load up our save. It's fine. Yeah, so we can't punch them. We really can't, but you also have to draw their attention, which is another problem. No, Charlotte, honey, don't do that. Please don't do that. Thank you. Alright, so there's no quick travel here either, because apparently that would be too easy. So for every time we mess this up, we're gonna have to do this very long run. Oh, fun times. At least we found the sisters and we know where they are. It shouldn't take us too many attempts. What we really have to look for is a very specific pattern where the one sister does a thing that she summons above you. And then you kind of just like keep that away from Charlotte. Okay, there we go. Let's do Sanctuary again.
I believe this is it. This is the one.
Okay. Nope, that's... Okay, so she's definitely gonna get hit over there. Over here.
Maybe not.
Over here. Okay, over here. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
No!
yes.
No. She also can't leave the screen. That becomes a whole thing. If she leaves the screen, then it fails. Ah. Yeah, welcome to absolute misery and agony.
It's only 10 seconds, right?
Only 10 seconds, but it is the longest 10 seconds in history. Yes, please, over here, over here. Yep. Focus on me, focus on me, focus on me. Yes. Okay, hold on. Okay, it's focusing on me. They're both focusing on me. And not Charlotte. No, don't touch her, don't touch her, don't touch her. Got her.
Nice.
There we go. Yes, that
Now we
is
just
the
gotta
most
kill
annoying thing.
Jack.
Here's the fun thing: if the spell was on Jonathan, it would be instant cast. You push the button and it's over. But if it's on Charlotte, it's all of that extra work. Normally I wouldn't do this. It's a rampage, summon Medusa, this and this. Okay, we're actually going to use the magic ticket and run back. Mostly because I want to make sure we get a save before we do this. That particular room sometimes has some not great things that happen with it. But I wanted to kind of make sure we don't worry too much about that. We also don't need to worry about Charlotte using Sanctuary ever again. That's done. We have finished doing that. So she is now just here for speed up and casting spells. So we'll have her throwing Cocytus during the final fight, and maybe some other spells that she has. But primarily the final fight's going to be Jonathan doing a lot of punching, which is not ideal. Really not ideal. And also we've got, we're going to go back to using fire. Fire is kind of the best thing we can use for the moment.
At least
so we got one boss fight.
Immune to fire.
So we got one boss fight in Bronner's studio. Once that's done, we have to fight Drac. And Drac and Death being, kind of what they are, that fight's always kind of a crapshoot. Just a little bit. Okay. Got all the portraits unlocked. Let's do this.
Easy.
All right. And it is Mummy Man. Mummy Man should be fine. I don't think we're gonna have too much of a problem with it. Yeah, Mummy Man outside of his actual room is not bad at all.
Would you believe Mummy is weak to fire?
Alright, I probably shouldn't just face tank that thing. But it's fine. Yep, this is a completely separate map that is just Bronner's studio. It's a hidden portrait that takes you to his little area where he's made all the other portraits. And we're gonna take half a second now and run across here and grab a save. Because, it's Drac. This fight might take 1 or 2 attempts because Dracula can be kinda terrible. But we're, what's our current time at, by the way?
Looks like you're just about to hit 150.
Yeah, we made excellent time.
No kidding.
It was mostly the portraits that got really sped up. Finding all 4 of those portraits kind of in rapid succession with boss fights right away. Definitely had a thing happen with it. Okay, we're gonna... Looks like our punching with Jonathan's gonna be pretty good. This hits multiple times, which is quite useful. Now, the amount of damage these two do is pretty excessive. Yep. See what I mean about it probably gonna take a time or two? They hit very, very hard.
It just takes some time to chug some potion and eat some cheesecake in the middle of the fight. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll pause and we'll just eat some cheesecake. It's totally fine. Not a problem. What's up here? More health. Never gonna argue with that. Blessed Ankh. Are you useful? Blessed Ankh is a damage boost. Or it's a defense boost, but a very small one, so not worth it. Alright, we're gonna just go with what we got. I think we're fine. Death and Dracula, their total health is pretty substantial. I mean, really with Death, we only have to beat one of them. So the other one we just gotta kind of avoid. Death is typically pretty easy to avoid. Drac can be kind of difficult to avoid based on what abilities he's doing. They also set up for the eventuality that if you try to just stay in the air constantly, it won't work. Okay, cool. Death is done.
My power. Use my power.
And Death's subservient, nonsense there. Alright, so now we're fighting Megadrak. Megadrak has 6,666 hit points, because edgy. A lot of damage. Potion. Oh, so much damage. Why so much damage?
Because it's true Dracula.
This is the hard thing to avoid. Oh, so close. Just shaving a haircut there.
Oh, he just kneed you in the face.
Yep, he definitely did a knee strike there. This, if we didn't have a multi-hit attack for Jonathan, would be very difficult. But because this thing is doing multiple hits, this tome turned out to be really, really useful. It's going to make this a lot easier to do. Okay, we cannot get hit by that. That will kill us. Yeah, that particular attack does an obscene amount of damage. We're gonna pop more potions. Okay, we're in the second of these. We didn't outpace it all that much, but we're doing substantial damage. These damage numbers don't actually count. They just count towards pushing back those wings. Oh, no. Oh,
That was so close.
Yeah, this is horrible. Alright, we're almost done with this. I just don't want to die now, because if we die now, we gotta do the whole thing again. Nobody wants.
I think you still got another potion.
Another potion. Yeah, let's just full heal right now. We got milk.
Lots of milk.
Milk is not actually useful for us, but curry is. Milk. There we go.
Oh,
And that
one
would
hit
be
away.
time.
Time.
Oh yeah! Wow. That like I said,
Oh,
that
wow.
went
GG.
a lot faster than I expected. We kind of ran into that issue of it being like everything stacked on top of each other. Yeah, so that is that. That's Castlevania Portrait of Ruin Randomizer. Again, a lot of these are very variable seeds based on the type of equipment you're going to get, but that is that.
I want to say really quick, don't go away, chat, because there is Nest of Evil still to be played.
And that's going to be really hard.
Yeah, so we are not quite done yet. But with that said, any shout-outs for the randomizer in particular?
Yes, this is the DSvania Rando. It is an excellent randomizer. There's a Lago Lunatic that made this. Absolutely amazing. Built DSV edit as well, so it's the level editor for Castlevania. Highly recommended if you're interested in playing any of the DSvania games. They are absolutely incredible. And yeah, just shout out for that, and also want to give a shout out to the Binary Breakers community. Excellent poll.
Breakers mentioned.
Breakers mentioned.
Oh, and I'll plug my Twitch channel as well. So it's twitch.tv/GreyGooglitch. I do like 3 days a week just doing little things here and there, mostly randomizer content. That's the last. You got
Cool,
anything
yeah,
to toss
great.
out?
No, I've been here for a ride. Thank you for having me. It's been a real lot of fun. Again, everybody hang out because we're still going to do Nest of Evil, so you don't want to miss that.
Yep. As you get set up for Nest of Evil, I would like to shout out the Games Done Quick Discord. If you're looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join that Discord, and I especially recommend adding the Hotfix role. If you're here, hopefully you like Hotfix. I sure hope you do. And a great way to stay up to date with Hotfix is to add the Hotfix role in our Discord server. Of course, you can also chat with staff in said server and more. Use !Discord in our Twitch chat for an invite and more information.
All right, let's go back. Forward. All right, so we're gonna make our way to the Nest of Evil, and then we'll start it. As soon as we get there, just takes half a second to get there. More map traversal. Who doesn't love that, right? Yep, we're gonna do this. We've got the save on the outside. We are probably gonna die once, maybe twice, depending on the boss fight. A lot of these boss fights are incredibly difficult. It's mostly clearing as much as we can in 10 minutes. With our current loadout, it's gonna be pretty difficult to clear. Some of those fights are gonna be absolutely absurd. So yeah, we wanna just start timer as soon as we enter the portrait. Do that in 3, 2, 1, and go. Map in here is
luck.
also randomized, by the way, so it's not like the normal path, which is just sort of straightforward walking. Oh, this jerk. This guy's a jerk.
Everybody loves this guy.
Yeah, it's Flea Man. The guy who does like that summons in a bunch of Flea Men, and like he's a holdover from Dawn of Sorrow. Basically, all of these bosses are bosses that have previously appeared in Castlevania games. Yep. See, this is why I said we were definitely gonna die. Flea Man is one of the harder ones because of the whole swooping motions. You gotta follow the swooping motions he makes with his arms to figure out where Flea Men are gonna pop through, which is not unfun, but it's definitely much more difficult. This fight is way easier if you have something like Stone Circle. But honestly, we could probably also use speed up to break some of that up. Yeah, because they should die to the movement of speed up. Yep, they do. So we can use that as sort of a cheese for this. As long as we are moving. Yep. We weren't moving. See, we broke the cardinal rule. We got hit. Yeah, hitting for 36 apiece is pretty mean. There we go. Flea Man down. Abaddon. He's like, yeah, he's the Flea Man conjurer. The Flea Man whisperer. There is no save down here. Re-entering rooms will force us to refight those boss fights. So we gotta be careful about how we handle certain things. Oh, okay, so this is the Welcome to the Heroes of Castlevania 3 as a fight. Fake Trevor, fake Grant, and fake Sifa. Ow. Hurts. Honestly, it's one of my favorite things in this game is the fact that they have this direct throwback to Castlevania 3. I actually just beat that game for the first time like a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
I've been meaning to do it. I played it a bunch when I was a kid and never actually finished it. But yeah, Grant in the Japanese version, horribly broken. Alright, Trevor down. Let's see if we can hurry and milk our way back to full everything.
Curry and milk.
Curry and milk, a great combination.
Truly.
Did you stop summoning in? Oh god, she summoned a fake Trevor. Grant, come down here, please. All right, there we go. We've taken out the 3. We also have a mirror match fight that's in here. Whole big thing. Mostly in the randomizer, what this is for like getting other bits of gear. It's got a couple item checks, none of which are actually like, required. None of the required stuff will ever show up in Nest of Evil. But sometimes really decent items show up in here. If you can't find something really good, it's good that it's in here.
That's a terrible hallway.
Yeah, this hallway randomized itself into absolute pain. Yeah, this is the first boss gauntlet. So the enemy gauntlets are kind of like a thing that happens. They're supposed to like space out the bosses. Oh, that thing's horrible. I hate that thing. I don't want to have to kill it because it's got a bunch of health, but... Stop. Stop.
The enemy combo between the slime and the golem.
It can't turn around though, so we're kind of set to just punch it from behind for a minute. We have to kill it.
Thanks for helping, Charlotte.
No. Eat some caviar. Super tonic. 1,000 blades. There we go. That would have been the way to do it before. I just didn't realize that it was going to be that effective. We're definitely closing in on stuff. It's having all of the worst enemies at us. Which is kind of like the MO of this area is basically just toss terrible, terrible enemies at you constantly. Now, these are all supposed to be interspersed between boss fights, so there is no save, there is no healing other than what you bring in. So we gotta teleport out. That would allow us to go back. We're gonna go do that again. We might have to do the flea man fight again, but we're going to do that, grab a quick save, and run right back in. Unfortunately, we gotta kind of do that because the way the map loadout was. We want to see the other boss fights. A handful of other ones still around. Let me know when we're approaching time so I can make sure we can. We're gonna try and see all of them, but I can't guarantee at this point.
Just over halfway through right now.
Oh yeah, we got a few minutes then. Unfortunately, yeah, doing Abaddon again because. Ow, dude. Okay, well there we go. That's fine though, totally fine. That's also why we saved. We cleared some more stuff. We got some other boss fights done. But yeah, the goal is to try and showcase all of the boss fights and do 100% map clear on this. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes if you have a really good build. As I stated during the run, our build is kinda dog water. Definitely not great. Now, let's just see if we can thousand needles him down. Not quite, but definitely. Yep. Oh, that fight. Fight is so mean. 1,000 blades. We'll do 1,000 blades again. See if we can get that. Hoping 1,000 blades is enough. If we just get a proper 1,000 blades off. And just do it immediately. Okay,
Beautiful.
there we go. Yeah, I didn't realize 1,000 Blades was doing that much damage.
Yeah, we're just gonna use it on
amazing.
every boss.
Whoa, okay. Super weak to it, all right. That would have been a boss that, like, jumps around and, you know, has some actual fun to it, some combat. But yeah, just gonna liquefy that boss, it's fine.
Oh,
Hey, it's this guy.
Love this
I think
guy.
He can stand on his hand. And 1,000 blades! Alright, so 1,000 blades has turned out to be, I mean, you can't really use 1,000 blades on the final boss. It's really hard to make it work on Drac. Okay, this guy. This guy over here. There's another one you can't actually hit easily with 1,000 blades. But it's fine, we got flight and we've got damage, so. Yeah, this is one that was, I believe, made for Portrait of... for Dawn of Sorrow. Of course fire would do substantial damage to the fire demon, right?
Of course.
Makes sense. God, I wish there was a heal between these fights. It would be really nice. Hey, Alucard Spears. I wonder if it's worth using at this point. It's not usable by Jonathan. So again, Alucard Spears throw back to the original the original Symphony of the Night. It was a weapon that I believe was the super weapon of that game. And it's like taken from you early on. Or is that one the one that wasn't actually in the game? Can't remember.
We are approaching time, although if you want to finish this out, you're good. We don't need to rush.
Yeah, let me
Heal up.
see how this is gonna go. Alright. That's something we definitely need 1,000 blades for.
Oh lord, 32 HP.
We got Paella though. We got Paella.
And a whole bunch of armored dudes.
Yeah, so the problem with Final Guard is it has 444 health and takes 1 point of damage for every attack. Thankfully, we were able to do enough to actually kill it, but Final Guard is genuinely terrible. We found another teleport out, which we're going to use to go back, and then we got one final sweep. If we want to do that real quick, go up to some certain places so we can get the last remaining bosses. I was hoping to find the Mimic fight at this point. It's the only one that of a real note that we haven't seen. Oh, and the Beam Charge guy from Dawn of Sorrow as well. So.
We just gave you another 5 minutes. Take all the time you need.
Heck yeah.
we're hanging out. We're having fun.
Yeah, that's mostly the issue of if we, like I said, if our build was better, this would be a non-issue. But this build definitely challenges us a little bit. All right, let's go up this way. Hey, it's this guy. Yeah, that's the charge guy I was talking about. He's fun. Fun guy. Rather than teleport out and teleport back in, we'll just do him again. It's fine.
1,000 blades.
1,000 blades. Where is the mimic fight? It's here somewhere. The last one I really want to showcase. Hey, look at all of these stairs. There's supposed to be these interspersed stairs, but like it's basically a square, a full square. In this case, not so much. Could be a whole lot of these sorts of interspersed rooms. Come on, stop. Stop. There it is. Yeah, when the actual layout of it's supposed to be this sort of like grid-like hallway structure set, but like, again, the kind of way it's structured is sort of nonsensical, what with it being part of the randomized map.
One last record for the collection.
Alright, there's that portal. Alright, we'll do one last push through, and then I think that's probably where we should call it. The nest is being a little more sprawling than usual, and we can't just sort of walk through it super quickly. Yeah, without Stone Circle. I mean, Stone Circle really does make this very, very fast. Let's check out first. Here's the mimic fight. Just want to show it off. Bro, thank you. Should be enough for those. Perfect. That's another one of these. It's door to nothing. Yeah, I think that's probably a good time to call it then. Unfortunately, no mimic fight for us.
Well, hey, GG, thank you so much for being on and for showcasing a whole bunch of Portrait of Ruin randomizer. This was a lot of fun.
I appreciate the opportunity. This was just an excellent way to spend a Friday night.
I agree. Any last shoutouts from either you, Gray, or you, Solmass?
I think I got on mine earlier.
Just one more shout out to Binary Breakers mentioned. And thank you again, Gray, for having me. It was a great time.
Anytime.
Yeah, thank you both. Thank you both for being on. This has been Parallel Universe, the show about community-created content. So if you're looking at this, you're thinking, hey, I like speedrunning community-created content. That is to say, mods, fan games, even randomizers. I even count bingo, things of that nature. If it can be construed to be considered community-created content, I'll probably count it. The point I'm getting at is you can go to gdq.gg/hotfix and find the link to submit your runs and submit what you got, because I would love to see it. I'm always looking for new stuff to have on, and there are a whole bunch of other shows on the Hotfix roster you could submit your run to as well. But with that said, that's going to be it for us here at Games Done Quick tonight on Hotfix. But stay tuned, because we will be replaying Do All the Things, and then this show, of course, right after I'm done yapping here. And Do All the Things had an excellent Kirby Air Ride city trial run on. Kirby Air Riders, the global test ride, I think they're calling it. is starting this weekend, I think in like 2.5 hours from now. So I'm looking forward to that, and you can watch that Kirby Air Ride run to get yourself looking forward to that too. And you can also join us tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. Eastern for Make Your Own Victory with Quacksilver, who is also, I believe, having on Kirby Air Ride, I believe by the same runner as well. So that'll be an absolute blast. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m.